So let's take a look at that videotape again, please, from Rutgers University. Huge story right now in the sports world and maybe the academic world. The coach there, Mike Rice, out of control, physically, verbally abusing his players. He lost his job yesterday. He was fired. Now there are questions for the athletic director and the university president. When will they lose their jobs, if they will lose their jobs?
Right. Joining us this morning is WFAN and SNY host Mark Malusis and New Jersey political analyst and author Steve Adubato. Nice to have you both here.
Thank you.
So did the president of Rutgers University see this videotape? Because at one point there, yesterday, they alluded that he saw it months ago, and he's claiming he only saw it a few days ago.
Yeah, he didn't see it originally. He saw it when it came out on ESPN on Outside the Lines when they did that story a couple of days ago with Eric Murdoch, who, was a disgruntled former employee, contract not renewed, was on Mike Rice's staff. And the very fact is that's when he first saw the video. He didn't see it before.
Steve?
Bottom line is this. Front page of the Star-Ledger in New Jersey, Rutgers president never asked to see the video. November 26, Murdoch brings the video to the AD, Tim Pernetti. Look at this video from 2010 to 2012. Pernetti, the AD, looks at it and says, wow, this is embarrassing. Tells the president, Barchi, hey, we got a bad piece of video. Let's bring in some private investigators. Let's bring in a law firm. Barchi says, okay, then come back and give me your analysis. How does the president of Rutgers University not look at the video himself? How does he not look at the video until Tuesday night of this week after Mark, the ESPN story ran, not even before it?
As a school president, you got to look at the video right when it's there, right when
How
it's
did he make the
Did
decision?
he not do it because he was involved with something else that was going on with the university?
What's more important
and
than
wanted
this?
to keep himself out of it so he could say he didn't see it?
Well, he has a prayer. If he did not see the video until last Tuesday, he has a prayer
What's
to see
the
his
prayer,
job.
Greg?
No, if he did not see if he saw it initially and said this guy keeps his job, excuse me, Steve,
Go ahead.
if he has the job, I'm sorry, if he sees the video months ago and says this is okay, he stays in the job, that is an undefendable position. Now, if the video exists and he doesn't see it until last Tuesday, that is still unfortunate, but a little bit better, Mark?
No, I think he's got to see the video originally. I mean, you're the school
No, but he
president.
did. But did he? Or,
He did not.
No,
He did not.
regardless of what that headline says.
He did not see the video. I mean, he did not see the video. Tim Pernetti, the athletic director, has basically backed that up and said he did not see the video till the other day, and they issued a statement, the school president, out of his office. So the very fact is, he did not see the video originally. He saw it when it came out on ESPN.
I normally agree with you, Greg. I totally disagree with
No,
you
I'm
here.
not really. I'm just saying if he saw the
Here's
video
my
originally,
view.
if he saw something this bad, he need to get on the phone and fire him right away last fall.
Agreed. Here's the other thing. If he did not see the video, if he chose not to press to see the video, here's the problem with that.
That's negligence.
Abdicating your responsibility as the chief executive in a crisis like this, ultimately the responsibility moves up, and it's his. It's Tim Pernetti's as the AD. I'm sorry, go ahead, Rosanna.
I was just going to say to you, did he do this intentionally because he was negotiating for the Big Ten?
Well, here's what I think.
Okay, and if he keeps himself out of that, it's intentional. He doesn't know what's going on.
Now, this is conjecture. Tim Pernetti, great negotiator as the AD, smart media savvy guy until this. He's negotiating on behalf of the university because they want to do the Big Ten deal. Just a few weeks ago, we're celebrating Rutgers. I'm a Rutgers guy. I'm a graduate of Rutgers, taught there. I'm proud of Rutgers until this. Here's the problem. I think Pernetti must have figured if this story came out before, they were never going to let them in the Big Ten. They were never going to close that deal. And I don't think Barchi, my sense, conjecture, is that he didn't press it because they didn't want to know. When you don't want to know, you don't deal with it. You don't confront with it. And that's what happened.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think they were going to the Big Ten regardless because the Big Ten network and that they want to get into this area. They want to get into the tri-state area.
The Big Ten wanted this scandal?
There is a reason why Maryland and Rutgers are joining the Big Ten is because the Big Ten network wants to get in here and make even more money. It was good for Rutgers. Listen, if that came out last year and that came out last December and they fired Mike Rice at that point in time, Rutgers was still going into the Big Ten. I don't think this is some conspiracy theory where that was keeping them out of joining that league.
What do you think stopped?
Listen, I think it was a case that he hired Mike Rice and he wanted Mike Rice to work. It was his first hire as a college basketball coach.
You mentioned the guy who we saw in the original report. He was disgruntled.
Eric Murdoch.
He had problems with it, but really his motivations, aren't they kind of irrelevant here?
Absolutely. Because
They are irrelevant. He's a whistleblower and he deserves protection. Because initially I was, oh yeah, maybe they told that to the
I'm not
university
defending
president.
him. Listen, he brought out the video. It shows really despicable behavior by Mike Rice. He deserved to get fired. You give Eric Murdoch credit. He'll never work in college basketball again, I guarantee you that.
Why not?
Because there will be no other coach in college basketball that will ever trust Eric Murdoch on his staff. I'm telling you, that's the way it'll work.
Are you kidding?
He'll never work in NCAA college basketball
He's
again.
employable. He found something that is borderline illegal, and he told the authorities.
It's not the way the
school
coaching
authorities.
community
Well,
works.
you know what? If the coaching authority, the coaching community doesn't work that way.
I'm not
Coaching
giving
community
him
is a big
credit for
problem.
what
Look
he's
what you're
doing, but
saying.
the very fact is, there is not a college coach in Division
You
I
just
basketball that's
indicted-
going to trust Eric
Excuse me,
Murdoch.
respectfully, you just indicted every single AD, every single high school, every single college coach, and you're saying a guy with integrity, a guy that wants to expose something like this is not employable in college sports in Division I. That's crazy.
He's the kind of guy. He's the kind of guy you want working on your team.
This is the guy that told everyone he was fired. That's not exactly the case.
Oh,
His
come on,
contract
but
was renewed.
you know what?
And the reason why his contract wasn't renewed by Rutgers is because he was told
Oh,
not
my
to
God.
go do a camp by Pernetti and Rice.
my
and he went
God.
to do the camp
Details,
anyway.
details.
I give him credit. Listen,
Hold on,
he's a
guys. We got a
whistleblower.
caller. We got a
Do I think
caller
he's getting
on line
hired
one.
now?
No, we don't have a caller. You're a radio guy. You usually have callers calling.
I know.
But-
All right.
but
This
the
guy was a
bottom
stand-up
line is
guy.
The Coach Rice. I mean, I know he went over the line, but most coaches borderline on abuse. They're abusive coaches.
Yes.
Not to this extent.
Not to-
Listen, Rutgers
Come
University
on,
with Tyler
I've seen
Clementi.
it in high school.
Listen, I've seen it too, experienced some of it, but there's a line.
Yeah.
And you can say, I don't know exactly where it is, Greg.
He was throwing basketballs at players' crotches.
and
You
calling
can't do
them,
that.
listen, we can't use that word on this show,
Right.
but using the F word for a gay slur at Rutgers University after the Tyler Clementi situation,
Right.
Rutgers being accused by many of being homophobic.
He needs
Are you
help.
kidding me?
Yeah.
He needs help, and Tim Prunetti should have dealt with it differently. The Rutgers administration should be ashamed, and all of us connected to the university are ashamed for the university today.
See what happens here. Thank
Is
you.
there a caller on line one? Are you sure about
He
that?
hung up. He was disgusted.
No, you want to hang in there for a little bit?
All right. Hey, Mark Malusis, great to see you.
Pleasure.
Steve Adubato, all the
be here.
best.
All right, good day's coming right back. I like that. That was a good way that they both stopped.